Hi, thanks very much for watching. Today I'm going to talk to you about my cottage garden that I'm creating. Last night I watched a programme where cottage gardens were being judged ahead of the Chelsea Flower Show, and I thought the judges were a little bit harsh because they were talking about overcrowding, they were talking about selection of plants being, really quite selective, and I actually think this is probably the most instinctive gardening that anyone can do and just mix up and enjoy in the way that makes them happy. But I do think it's worth having a little bit of structure in a cottage garden, and then you can be as creative as you like from that point forward, and you really will get a fantastic effect all the way through the summer. So the starting points that I found to work very well is lupins, and these will start flowering fairly soon, and because they like this position, they're growing absolutely enormous. I've got some others over there that are just probably about the size of one of these leaves, where as you can see it's just gone crazy. So on that programme that I saw yesterday, they talked a lot about horticulture and putting the right plants together. I don't know anything about horticulture specifically, but I do know that if you put the right plant in the right place, it will do wonders for you, and you won't get any problems with any pests or diseases. So starting point for the structure, start with lupins. And then shortly to follow on from that, we're going to have a massive great delphinium here. And the other thing that I like to put in a cottage garden are hollyhocks. So these are all the things that are going to provide you with structure, and they're going to provide you with the sort of like the starting point around which you can do all the rest of your planting. So as you can see, I've started to plant around them and put some pansies in, some like low level coverage. And these stalks that are coming out here are the gladioli. So what will happen is it'll be sort of like a succession of flowering that's going to go all the way through the season. Another thing that's helpful in providing the structure as well is this Buddleja. And quite often Buddleja is seen as a bit of a pain in the garden, but if you keep it under control and you keep it clipped, and it can provide a really nice backdrop. And of course, it provides beautiful purple flowers and also attracts all the butterflies in the summer, which is just really pleasant. So this is a garden where you start off with some structure, and then you just sort of like plant around it as you enjoy, and you just experiment. If something works, then I leave it there. If something doesn't work so well, then I take it out and move it along. On this side over here, I'm trying to use the plants that remind me of what verges looked like when I was a child, and the garden that I imagined that was in Howard's End by E.M. Forster. And basically I'm using lots of sort of like common, almost like wildflowers in here, and the planting's quite crowded, but I quite like that. But it's a little bit hickledy-pickledy, and I think that gives it a real sort of like natural kind of look. So what have we got in here? We've got some pink Campion, and this self-seeds and grows itself all over the place, so this will come up with lots of tiny little pink flowers, and already got some beautiful little pink flowers from another plant here. And that works really well when you contrast it against like the silver, for example, of this cardoon. And I've got Foxgloves, so they're going to be coming up really nice and high, so they'll be giving it some structure around here. Verbascum, creates great long yellow spires of flowers. And then I've got poppies coming out as well. And I've put in about 4 or 5 different types of thistle. And the overall effect I'm trying to achieve is one of it being natural and as if it started itself by itself. I think this is one of the best types of gardening. I love it when the garden just looks like it just planted itself, and you can just be as creative as you like. I hope you found that useful, and I'd love to hear about if you have the success you have with your cottage gardens. Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate the likes, the subscribes, favouriting, comments, everything that you give me as feedback really encourages me. Thank you.